Phasmophobia is the most recent horror game to take the market by storm, that pits you as a ghost hunter, detective, seducer? Whatever. Your job is to find out what type of ghost is haunting the location you're at, and get out without getting your neck wrung like a wet towel, like this poor sap right here. In this game, you can either play by yourself or up to 4 friends. The game also provides VR support, should you decide you really want to get up and close and personal with the ghost. Alright, too close, too close! However you choose to play, Phasmophobia is prepared to offer you an experience that you won't soon forget. So fasten your headset and adjust your mic, because it's going to be a long night. When you first boot it up, you can't even really play the game proper until you go through the tutorial. Now you can go through the tutorial like normal, but thankfully you can just leave without doing anything and jump right on into the good stuff. In the beginning, you have essentially nothing aside from a couple of basic tools. Oh, how kind of them. Guess corporate doesn't value our lives at all.
Nope.
I guess we should take a look at them anyway. You have flashlight, coffee-stained book, camera. You get the picture. Having so little to work with and no job experience whatsoever, the start is honestly the time when the game is at its scariest. You do not know what to expect. Thankfully, the game provides us with a handy-dandy journal, which gives us the rundown on the basics as well as the different types of ghosts there are, each with their own unique strengths and weaknesses. This book is your life! It's also how you keep track of the evidence you find, which helps narrow down what kind of ghosts you're dealing with. With each job you complete, you gain experience and some cold hard cash. As you continue to play, this allows you to unlock harder difficulties, which gives you guessed it, even more experience and cash. You also unlock access to larger maps as well as more tools that you can buy and add to the list to bring with you on your next job.
Although you have to add it every single time you come back to the lobby.
Also important to note here that virtually nothing else is gained after you unlock professional difficulty level 15, unless you're like me and continue to pursue nightmares. So you're only allowed to carry up to 3 items at a time, typically a flashlight, something to find the ghost, and whatever else you feel like to find evidence or otherwise. The more people you have with you, the more stuff you can bring in, which usually results in finding the ghost quickly. So now you've got your tools, the ghost's name, you're ready to start your investigation, and you move so slow. Honestly, why am I walking at a snail's pace? Yeah, there's a way to sprint, but it amounts to slightly faster walk. Come on, my own grandma can walk faster than that. You're telling me that when a ghost pops up, I'll just be like, oh no, better power walk away. Slowly. Seriously, with the size of some of these maps, you'll be spending most of your time just walking. Moving on, one of the main draws of Phasmophobia is the reliance on this neat little feature called proximity chat. While a little rough around the edges, this feature allows you to communicate with your fellow ghost seducers as well as the ghost itself. You have a local chat which the ghost and people near you can hear, as well as a global radio chat which everyone, including the ghost, can hear loud and clear.
Whoa, this is the warmest poltergeist I've ever seen.
I can't stress enough how important it is to talk to the ghost in this game, as that's your best shot to make it do things. Where are you? Here. Alright. It's here. As much fun as it is to insult the ghost, it makes it angry fairly quickly, and only use its name when absolutely necessary. Nothing is worse than reminding them that they used to be alive. I assure you, ghost, the feeling is mutual. After a few contracts under your belt, you should now have an arsenal of tools at your disposal. There are many ways to track down these elusive apparitions. Oh man, just look at all these neat sensors. Who cares about all that crap? Let's be honest, you're just gonna choose the thermometer anyway, because using anything else to find where the ghost is at is pointless. Seriously, the thermometer is so strong that all you gotta do is wander around a bit, then bam! Ghost. Other sensor tools like the parabolic mic and the infrared sensor, which literally has sensor in the name, are next to useless. Why they're in the game, I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Hopefully they'll find a way out of obsoleteness soon. Aside from the tools that you can buy from your local Walmart, there's a chance that you can stumble upon a Ouija board at the location during your investigation. Finally, a true path to communicating beyond this mortal coil. Unfortunately, this thing is very hit or miss. Susan, what room are you in? And more often than not, it just pisses the ghost off and tanks your sanity meter, but hey, the ends justify the means. Right?
You suck!
The only real use it has is pinpointing where the ghost is hanging out, but you can ask other things too. At your own risk, of course. Just don't ask it for its Instagram. Just trust me on this one. By now I've noticed the gameplay loop essentially boils down to this. 1. Find ghost. 2. What is ghost? 3. 4. Profit. While the journal is a means to keep track of the ghost and figure out its behavior, the game benefits and suffers from something called RNG. RNG stands for Random Number Generator, which means after the ghost is randomly assigned a predetermined type, its values are then randomly selected on top of that. This then determines how it interact, behave, and what location it decides to hang out in. It's a fine line to balance as you never know what you're going to get. But the ghost can't be too obvious either, since that would just give it away, and that would be boring. Sometimes you have hyperactive ghosts that are bouncing off the damn walls, and sometimes you have ghosts spawn in rooms in which they can't leave their physical evidence, and sometimes you have ghosts that hardly show themselves. We want them to show themselves, take a picture of finish last optional objective! Please, I'm broke. Speaking of optional objectives, there are 3 other tasks that you can do aside from figuring out what the ghost is. Most of the time, the objectives are fairly simple. But there are times when you get objectives that are just plain impossible. Dirty water in a sink, you say? Sure, I can do that. Although a ghost is hanging out in the car. On the roof. Some of the objectives are also just a test of patience, but more often than not, you're better off at leaving and just starting a new investigation. Like, this is probably like one of the worst aspects of this game, is that there's just so much waiting. Unless you want to drive yourself insane. Like me! But in all seriousness, sanity is an important aspect of the game. The best way to explain how it works is like this. The more sanity you have, the lower the chance that the ghost will attack you. However, as your sanity drops, that chance for an attack increases until finally, the ghost gets sick of you being there and starts something called the hunt. When the lights start to flicker and the only known exits lock you in, that's how you know a hunt has begun. To make matters worse, you've now lost all radio communication until the hunt is over. During a hunt, the ghost starts to roam throughout the house, and should it catch you, well, see Exhibit A. Oh, God, no! Damn it. The only way to survive is by hiding. If you can't hide, well, you better power walk away as fast as you can. Each type of ghost hunts in a similar fashion, although some have unique traits to be wary of. That is, if you were able to identify it beforehand. Should you die, however, it's not all that bad. You simply lose everything you added to the list and brought with you outside of the starter items. In solo play, you also get booted back to the lobby, although in multiplayer it's slightly different. As long as one person still lives, you can still get paid and earn experience, although what you get is honestly pretty pathetic. Like, honestly, you'd probably be better off just staying dead afterwards, but hey, at least you get to haunt your friends in the afterlife. So whether you choose to go solo, with friends, or with complete total strangers, Phasmophobia is a great introductory horror game experience that does an incredible job with nailing the atmosphere. The constant feeling of unease and tension as you explore and discover the paranormal is what helps to drive the psychological fear of the unknown that's deep within us. You don't want to be there, but at the same time, figuring out what the ghost is provides a huge sense of relief, and hopefully some satisfaction. The game is designed in such a way that you shape the way you go about solving the identity of the ghost. Unfortunately, you're still at the mercy of RNGesus. The graphics and animations themselves leave something to be desired, but at the end of the day, this could be the most JPEG looking game out there, and it would still cause my hairs to stand on end. If you're looking for a fresh and atmospheric horror experience with simplistic gameplay to play alone or with other people, alongside dealing with the occasional bug, then Phasmophobia is the game for you. While future updates to the game will be slow since it's still being developed by just one guy who goes by the name of DK Niter, I eagerly look forward to what will come next. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like or comment, and if you really liked it, feel free to subscribe as it really helps me in the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoyed the show.